Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So right now we are seeing the highest level of vehicle repossession rates, and that is because we're seeing the highest level of auto loan defaults. That is not much of a surprise when you look at the cost of a brand new vehicle nowadays combined with the terrible interest rates that we're getting even with excellent credit. So in today's video, I'm going to paint a very clear picture of how much it will truly cost you if you were to buy a brand new truck that costs, let's say, $80,000. And as much as I'd like to say that that is not a very common price tag, that has become an extremely common price tag. Just the other day I showed a brand new Toyota Tundra Capstone that cost $81,000 and some change. To make it easy, we're going to consider a truck that cost 80 grand and walk you through all the figures to include, how much will tax cost, how much will registration cost, what will gas cost throughout your ownership, what will that interest amount cost pretending you got a 72-month loan. We'll walk through it all. Stick with me. So we'll walk through this step by step, and at the very end I'll put up a picture highlighting the entire breakdown, okay? So pretend we paid $80,000 for a brand new Toyota Tundra, like the one I showed you the other day. 80 grand for that. Tax on that, pretending you have a 7% sales tax in your state and in your county, okay? 7% on $80,000 is $5,600. And we'll just pretend that registration on average will cost $400. So between tax, sales tax, as well as registration, we're already up to $86,000. This might be a moot point to add, but of course, your sales tax will vary based on where you live and what county you live in. Some states have 0% sales tax, but they often have a higher income tax for that state, while other states can get up to 11, 12%, especially out there in Washington state. They're pretty high. So it's currently not uncommon to get anywhere from 7 to 10% on your interest rate, even with excellent credit. Let's pretend for this example here, we landed a 7% interest rate over a 72-month loan, a 6-year loan. And that is a very common scenario on a new truck right now. Now, pretending we didn't put any money down on that $86,000 truck, that was including tax and registration, and you finance the entire thing throughout that 72 months with that 7% interest rate, you're spending $1,466 per month for 72 months. This is where it begins to get scary. So just in interest alone, pretending you carried that entire loan through term, through the entire 72 months, you just paid $19,567 just in interest. Now you put that $19,567 on top of your $86,000 purchase price, that brings it up to $105,567. That's pretty wild. But wait, there's more. If you look back at my last video and actually look at that 2024 Toyota Tundra Capstone, it actually breaks down what the average fuel cost will be per year. For that particular example, they suggest it'll cost $2,700 per year just for gas. Times that by 6 years, or the 72 months, we're looking at $16,200 just in gas. Now this next part totally varies based on your driving history, of course, but we'll kind of err on a side of caution with this next example, and that is your auto insurance. So we'll say on average you're going to spend $2,000 to insure your brand new 2024 Toyota Tundra Capstone, $2 grand, right? Times that by 6 years, $12,000 right there. Now during this time your vehicle will be covered mostly by its warranty, throughout the first 6 years. But let's pretend that you had a few miscellaneous charges. Of course, you're gonna have to pay for some oil changes. We'll add on, to be nice, $1,500, and I think we're being generous with that. But another $1,500 for miscellaneous fees. Now here comes the sad part. On average, most trucks after 5 years will depreciate by 50%. Okay, so over 5 years, that $80,000 Toyota Tundra will likely have come down to $40,000, but because it is a Toyota, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt that it'll have maintained value a little bit better, and we'll say after 6 years, it will have dropped to $40,000. So at the end of the day, you just spent $135,267 on your 2024 Toyota Tundra Capstone. And that's after, of course, you carried out that loan through term, throughout the 72 months. But honestly, guys, a lot of people do that. That isn't too uncommon, but when you list off and spell it out like this, it does seem a bit insane, doesn't it? And the frustrating part for me is $80,000 has become a very normal price point for a brand new pickup truck, a brand new full-size pickup truck. Whether it's a Toyota Tundra, GMC Sierra, Chevy Silverado, Ford F-150, you name it, they can easily get up to that $80,000 plus price point. And that definitely bothers me. I mean, these are vehicles that have historically been, for your everyday working man. But yet here we are spending over $80,000 for it, and well, ultimately over $135,000 for it. And that is especially frustrating when you look at the average or median household income within the US, which is $81,200. Those don't jive, do they? So we'll wrap up the video there, guys. $135,000 for a truck that will ultimately be worth $40,000 by the end of that loan. That is insane. Absolutely insane. And when we hear those figures and the amounts being paid, it really isn't too big of a surprise to hear of the repossessions taking place, the record level of loan defaults taking place. If you're in a position to buy a cheaper vehicle and just pay for it outright, that might be a wiser move for a lot of people. Don't find yourself stuck with a high interest loan that's going to haunt you for the next 6 years. If you found any kind of value in this video, I would sincerely appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. Your support means a lot. Definitely appreciate you watching. Until next time.